Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the brand new additions to the pack market, the VC only deals for this week. They've been doing VC only deals now for a few weeks. My team has, but this is the best one yet so far. At the same time, I'm still going to be recommending that people don't buy this deal and explaining why that is, because this is still not good enough. But before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 25,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day and would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. So we have an unsellable Pink Diamond Showtime Dwight Howard for 35,000 VC, which is a not very good deal. That card is not very good. He has a bad release. I would not recommend spending VC on that card. You can get him for free in multiple ways already. Now, unsellable Lonzo Ball, Galaxy Opal. The first time that they have put a directly buyable Galaxy Opal into the market in any form, where you could just straight up go in and buy one of the Opals. And it is a good Opal at that. Lonzo is an elite level defender who is a very good shooter, has a pretty good release, good movement at point guard, although not great. But really what makes him great is his defensive ability at the point guard position. He fits phenomenally next to a lot of the primary ball handlers at the 2 and the 3, guys like Kobe and Tyrese Thomas and Iggy and whoever else it may be at the 2 and the 3, because there's a bunch of guys at those positions. Even LeBron now for me can do a lot of playmaking ability. It depends who you have, obviously, on your team, but a guy like Lonzo is a really good card who can fill a lot of spots. At the same time, number one, you can only get him with VC, obviously. 75,000 VC is the equivalent to spending $25 on VC, at least American dollars. So that's a little steep for one individual card, I would say. I don't think it's ridiculous compared to what most people are spending just with the hope of potentially pulling an Opal on a week-to-week basis, and it is an elite level Opal. One of the best point guards in the game, arguably the best point guard in the game if you are looking for size and defense combination, in addition to still being a very complete, capable offensive card. I think Lonzo might be your best option in that case. This is an elite level competitive tier point guard, one of the very best in the game, no doubt about it. But they have told us in the player market that we are going to have all the cards. They're going to be able to get all the cards. That's what they told us at the beginning of the year. That's not good enough. And honestly, I'm not even too mad about the dark matters. Like, as much as I hate the fact that Wemby is pack only and B-Roy's pack only and the 100 overalls are pack only, at this point, if you're going to drop these cards and you want to make them pack only and you want to be greedy and try to make money as a company, I understand. All the Galaxy Opals need to be in the player market. Every single one of them. Every single one of these Galaxy Opals that has dropped in packs needs to go in the player market as a buyable card directly with MT and VC. I don't care what the price is. You can make it 100,000 VC, 200,000 MT per player, 150,000 MT, 250,000 MT per player. Make the price what you want to get these players, but put them in the player market and give them an MT price as well and make it semi-reasonable. Don't be putting these cards in the player market for 750,000 MT. Let's be logical about this and put them in the player market at similar-ish prices to what these cards were at earlier this year, when you could buy top-tier cards in the player market for 250,000 MT max, pretty much. As long as that is the case, if they were to do that, I would stop complaining. In all honesty, I wouldn't entirely stop complaining. That's a lie. I think 2K will always likely give us things to complain about, and I will always likely be one of those people who is trying to be as honest and as direct as possible, discussing the potential problems that do exist in the game. But I think when you have a problem as significant and as severe as this gambling-only problem has been, and how many people it has pushed away from the game mode, there are ways to still salvage this to a certain extent. I do think there is a good portion of the player base that 2K is kind of pushed away forever, in all honesty, and that just kind of won't be coming back, which isn't obviously ideal for 2K, a business, or for somebody like me, a content creator who wants people interested in my team, obviously. But at the same time, I certainly think it could be worse. And in all honesty, while I'm sure they are making a good amount of money in the short term off this gambling on the content, especially with stuff like this Nebula content, like, people just don't have. They saw Wemby and T-Mac, and I mean, I'm in a comp group chat, and everybody was crashing out, spending money on packs. Like, no disrespect to those are my guys, but like, a lot of people are spending money and blowing through money trying to open packs, trying to pull these cards, trying to do it. I know 2K is making a decent amount of money because there are a lot of people who simply don't have the self-control to not. You know what I mean? And to a certain extent, that's kind of okay, because I'm not going to tell people what to do with their own money. If you have money and you want to spend some of it on a video game, I'm not going to tell you not to at the end of the day, especially with a deal like this. If you want to go spend $25 and you really need a point guard and you've been waiting for a point guard for a while and you want an elite level point guard and you're just going to go spend the $25 to get this, Lonzo, I am not going to be mad at you if you do that. I personally would recommend that you don't, and encourage the vast majority of the community to not buy this deal. Even though it is a decent deal, it's still not good enough. I don't think this does enough to just be like, okay, well, we got no more problems now. Now that I can buy one good opal with still money, at least it's not gambling. Like, all of a sudden we have no issues. That's not how this works. This is one single positive-ish step, but it is a very small step. It is one card out of many that should be buyable, and it's still not buyable without spending money. Or I guess you can grind VC in other modes theoretically if you want to do it, which, to be fair, if you want to get this card nobody spent, 75,000 VC is not an incredibly ridiculous amount of VC to grind in my career or in other modes. And you have 4 days, so there are ways to get this card nobody spent as well. But with that being said, obviously I would not recommend opening this Dwight Howard box or this Dwight Howard deal. Just like I said, I just don't think, in all honesty, number one, is he that good? Number two, you can get him entirely for free from the level up pink diamond pack at level like 37 or 38 if you haven't gotten that yet. You also can get a choice, I think, at him here in the in unlimited from this unlimited pink diamond option pack. So there are good opportunities to get these cards and stuff. I don't know. This game is in a really sketchy place right now. The gameplay isn't very fun. The content is still so inaccessible. Something like this is a small positive, but it's simply not enough for the amount of issues that I feel like are currently facing this game. While at this point I'm not expecting any sort of gameplay tweaks, I think it's just too late in the year for that. We're at the end of March. The gameplay is what it is. It sucks this year. I understand that. This is the worst it has ever been in my personal opinion. But that's also kind of just the way it might be this year. There is still time and opportunity for content to change and content to improve. And we're getting to those months of the year, April, May, June, July, where you would expect a lot of free content, a lot of consistent content, a lot of content to try to appeal to the wider, more casual player base during the summer, as has been the case the last few years. So hopefully that will be the case. We are, what, a week away from Season 6 news, about a week and a half away from the new season, which is when I am crossing my fingers and hoping that we see significant changes, cards being added to the player market potentially, drops, not relying on gambling anymore. I'm hoping for those changes, especially since 2K's fiscal year ends. This Friday will be the last day of, or not the last day, but the last day of content anyway that is in 2K's fiscal year. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that this Friday is the last of the desperation gambling content, at least for a while. I could certainly be wrong about that. I would not be surprised if I'm wrong about that, but I am at least crossing my fingers and hoping that things like this are the signification of change coming. Is this also the possible case of just, oh, they're just going to drop Dark Matter Ben Simmons next weekend, so they're just giving us a good point guard now, but they're just going to drop another OP point guard soon? Like, is that also possible? 100%. Would I be surprised? Not in the slightest. At least there's a very good opal point guard that is attainable for a relatively reasonable price at this point. At the same time, I'm just not encouraging the majority of people to do it, but at the end of the day, it is your money. You can do with your money what you want. At least this isn't gambling. I'll say that. You are now guaranteed an elite level card for a reasonable amount. It's not that bad, but it's still not great, and hopefully it gets better, and hopefully y'all see what I mean by that. So with that being said, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.